are back in KZN. Am I wrong or right?
Correct.
They are back in KZN.
Correct.
Are you aware or not aware of the information that immediately upon the arrival of dockets in KZN, some arrests were effected? And my question is, if there were arrests effected immediately when they got back, 2 months or a month ago, you were there in South Africa. If that happened, are you aware if those arrests were arrests that are emanating from the same dockets that were with the head office?
I wouldn't know in the set of KZN, but what I know in the list that we have, we don't have dockets that were like really ready to arrest now. You will have 1 or 2 where maybe 3 where they were to go and arrest the suspects. But if the J50 warrant of arrest was not signed, which means at this point in time, they could not arrest unless the J50 is signed. So I'm not aware because I was not in the system at that time.
Okay. Do you know if there is an existence of a syndicate that is operating in Gauteng?
There are many syndicates that are operating in Gauteng.
Okay. Syndicates and cartel, are they the same or not the same?
They are not the same in a sense that the cartel is a group of people that are operating and also that mostly also even control and determine what happens in government and other areas. And then syndicate is just a syndicate that is operating in crime.
Okay. Yesterday you gave evidence that the Big Five is a non-existent entity. Is it your own submission to us and the people of South Africa that the head of crime intelligence, Lieutenant General Kumalo, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, and the National Commissioner are essentially misleading the country when in their various submissions, they make reference to the existence of the Group 5?
Chair,
a Big Five, a group of Big Five, yeah.
Chair, I have a document of the syndicate that was compiled by both organized crime and criminal crime intelligence. And the documents that I have that was presented by crime intelligence does not have the Big Five.
Are you aware that some of them, maybe not all of them, but also made another presentation before the minister? They are said to have made a presentation to the Minister of Police, and part of that presentation apparently implicated you. Are you aware of that?
If they say it implicated me, in the one that I have that was made by them in my presence, it didn't implicate me. And if there is such that implicates me, I'm quite sure and I'm quite confident that I'm not involved in drugs, and I give them a go ahead to really arrest me if I do. I'm involved in drugs.
No, my question is that, are you aware that they had a meeting with the Minister of Police in which they gave a report, part of which implicated you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you made a submission that General Mkhwanazi, Lieutenant General, sorry.
So sorry to interrupt you, Chief Whip. The General just said he's aware of that report. Where does he get that information from? Would he have been briefed by the Minister, briefed by the generals, or just heard it in these proceedings?
The National Commissioner, in one of the presentations or statement or where he spoke about the fact that he was talking here in this house that there was a meeting where he went and he briefed the Minister, and he told the Minister about that.
No problems. Okay. Now I want to go to, but you don't have to go there. I will explain what is in the context of my question. The paragraph 81 and 83 of your sworn-in statement, where you talk about Matlala. You say there, and I quote, I know Matlala as a service provider at SAPS. That's in paragraph 81. Then in paragraph 83, you say that, and I quote, I didn't know Matlala before the meeting at my office. Now, you have been telling this committee, General, that Matlala is a well-known person within the South African Police Service. If I read this too, I know Matlala is a service provider. And then the next paragraph, I didn't know Matlala before the meeting at my office. And in your submission here, Matlala is a well-known person within the South African Police. Does the well-known, the knowledge of Matlala, the knowledge about Matlala within SAPS, before his meeting with you on the day when he was coming to complain about the tender, does that knowledge of all others exclude you, and why? Well, why are you the only one who's excluded in that knowledge?
I didn't know Matlala. I didn't know Matlala from the onset or from the beginning. I didn't know him up until the day I met him in the office. And thereafter, I met him at the college, and I've met him several times. Like I'm saying, I indicated. Now, he is the kind of a person who is well known because he's a person who's been operating in Gauteng. When I look at the whole history of Matlala and the other colleagues that know him, you will see that he's a well-known person.
Okay, let me just explain why I'm asking this question. You are saying in paragraph 81, I know Matlala. You are saying in paragraph 83, I didn't know Matlala until I met him in my office. But you seem to know that you actually know, not seem to know. You have told us, you know, when for sure, that actually Matlala is well known within SAPS. Now tell me, General, does Matlala become well known in SAPS in terms of your knowledge after he has met you, or he was well known even before he has met you? If he was well known even before he has met you, how did it exclude you among those who know Matlala?
Remember, Chair, that I was out of the police. And as a result, I was working for the city of Joburg. After I came back into the police, I was a component head of organized crime. I didn't know him still. But at the time I was acting as a national commissioner, after, I think, the 1st of July 2023, now when I was now the acting national commissioner, at that point, that's when I got to know Matlala. Now, thereafter going forward, you know that, he knows that one, he knows this one, he knows this one, he knows that one. So I realized that he's known.
So you got to know about his knowledge of almost everybody in the institution after he has met you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, General, so you meet Matlala, he explained his problem, he's accompanied by the lawyer, a problem of his contract, but the problem is not resolved. And you report it, you escalate it to the National Commissioner. Why do you think Matlala decided not to proceed directly now to the National Commissioner? Because in your and his evidence, the National Commission, there is no information that tells us that beyond being, after seeing you and being unhappy, proceeded to the main occupant of the office. And why, what is this coincidence of him only coming to complain about his own tender when you are acting?
It's a question that one can ask, but unfortunately, if he came to me when I was acting with the hope that I can sign and approve and give him permission, But because I didn't sign and give him permission, now I cannot explain why he came to me. Mine was just to pass the message to the National Commission. And I could also easily say to him, no, I'm not involved, go see the National Commissioner. But he came with a lawyer in the office. When they came, they presented the problem. I said, all I can do is to transfer the message carry the message to the National Commissioner, which I did.
Are you not worried with this seeming coincidence? Matlala is a problem, but the problem is only reported to the highest office when you are acting. After you finish acting, there is no trace of Matlala with the problem still unresolved, coming back to the main incumbent and say, I met your acting colleague, my problem was not resolved, I'm back to you. Are you not worried about what that coincidence might suggest to the people of South Africa?
I don't know what other steps he followed thereafter or therefrom. I didn't know. I don't know whether he wrote to Public Works, or whether he wrote to supply chain, or whether he wrote, or what the lawyers did. I'm not aware of that.
Okay. The other coincidence that I would like to check whether does it worry you or it doesn't worry you has to do with the message that is alleged to have been sent by Mr. Brown Mohotsi to Mr. Matlala, in which he is telling him about, it's on paragraph 37, he's telling him, it will be 37, I think, of this bundle for us. But he's telling him, I will paraphrase it. He is telling him about the decision taken to disband and that documents are on their way to Sibiya. Are you not worried that there is too much coincidence with the behavior of these people with your name involved? Are you not worried about that?
I am worried about that my name was used. But when you look at that time, it is at the time, I think, where the documents were far from actually being handed over, if I remember very well. And personally, the document where I didn't even know when the documents were actually being exchanged, because I was not part of the exchange of the document. It was between General Ntuli and General Kumalo on the 28th of March.
But then if you are worried, and I would be worried if I was in your position as well, quite honestly. After that message, you have seen Brown Mohotsi more than once. You have never indicated to us, nor in your written submission, that you inform Brown Mohotsi that you are very concerned about his conduct and the usage of your name in a way that places your reputation at the risk. Okay, let me say when you met him in January, you may have not been aware of this. But you have met Brown Mohotsi, you told us yesterday that you said you met him in January and then again a month ago, meaning a month ago from today, he just came to greet and left. You said you were meeting with the evidence leaders, senior evidence leaders, if I'm not mistaken, but he came to greet and then and left.
It was not a month ago, I think 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But it's not like I never asked him as to why did this happen. And it's someone who actually, in a way, denied it or brushed it off. But as far as I'm concerned, it was before even these emails were spoken about. I didn't even know about the email at that time. But what I did discuss with him is that there was a point where we heard that after General Mkhwanazi spoke about it, that there are these emails. And to me, it was a cause for concern. Damage was already done at that point in time.
So you raised this concern with him?
I did.
What did you say?
No, he just brushed it off in a sense that, like, no, General, this is not true. And then I'm told that this thing was tampered with. I don't know, but I will follow up.
Okay. Now, when the National Commissioner received or was made aware of the letter from the Minister of Police to disband the PKT, when he was made aware of that, he said in his documents he got to be aware of this on the 2nd of January, and he was away. And he says, but he did not pay much attention to it because he was on leave. He thought he can deal with it when he comes back. You have said to us, this was a very serious issue for him to simply say, I saw it on social media and I will attend to it when I come back. This was a very serious issue for him to do that. But when he was away, there was an acting national commissioner. Why did you not, given the seriousness of the issue that you wanted the NC to attach to it, why did you not say anything to the acting national commissioner when a matter like this has arisen and their correspondent is coming from the office of the acting national commissioner, because she's the one, he or Musigit is a he. It's a she. She's the one who was in charge. Why nowhere you are saying, I once spoke to the acting national commissioner? Nowhere.
Chair, if correspondence come from the office of the national commissioner, where General Musigidi is acting, it's a document that gives me an instruction to proceed from the office of the national commissioner. I take it that it comes from the national commissioner or General Musigidi, but it is the same thing.
Can I ask that you allow me to ask just 3 questions? I'm told 3 is the reasonable one. My